let's talk about the animals that can accompany you on your adventures in the world of Skyrim. Hi everyone, my name is Leia, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the different animal options in the world of Skyrim pretty much. If you're new to my channel, I make mostly gaming content and it's very focused on the world of Skyrim and the Elder Scrolls universe, so if that sounds like your sort of thing, stick around. Now let's get into those animals because there's a lot to cover. Firstly, there are some different types of animals in Skyrim. What I'll talk about in this video is the animal and animal-like companions. So I won't be talking about like Reeklings or trolls or all those animal-esque companions that you can have, just like the more typical animal-ish, I suppose. Now, if I don't mention one that you're thinking of, that might be why, but I also might just have missed someone, so please don't be shy to let me know in the comments if you feel like someone is missing from this list. I also won't go through horses and other mounts in this video because I want to make that an entirely separate video because there are so many to cover. So, animals. Let's get to the topic. I will be putting them into some separate categories to make it a little bit easier to separate who's who or what type of animal we're talking about. So there are animal companions or followers. The animal companions can join you around the world of Skyrim and fight by your side. That also does mean that they can die, but that's an easy solution. You either save scum or you just leave them behind a little bit, go take care of the fight, and then let them join again. I just wanted to give you a little heads up. There are some animal companions that can also become pets, which is our next category. Pets may either start out as followers, or they're animals that if you have a child, they can appear and your child can ask to adopt them. They may show up at random and your child will ask you for permission to keep it. If you say yes, the pet will hang out at your house and just keep your kid company pretty much. They don't really do much else, so honestly, they're just like a little buddy for your kid. Lastly, we'll talk about livestock. It will be a smaller category at the end of how and where you can keep livestock animals. Okay, let's get into it. Let's start with dogs because there are a lot of them. There are two different types of dogs. I guess three really in Skyrim. There is the most common type, the gray dog. They look a lot like wolfhounds, and there are a few different ones that can become a companion of yours. Then there's the huskies, and lastly the deathhounds, vigilance. If you're ever around Markarth, stop by the stables and chat to Banning. There you can give him 500 septims and bring home sweet vigilance with you. Miko. Oh, sweet, sweet Miko. So, Miko is a dog that can join you on your adventures by being located close to a road in Hjalmarch, which will be close to a shack called Miko's Shack. This is where Miko will show you his dead owner, and after that, Miko can become a companion of yours. Barbas. Now, if you've played the game, don't come for me that Barbas is on this list. I know he's technically not a dog, I guess, but he looks like one, so he's here. He might be talking and all, but he's a good boy, okay? So, Barbas is a part of a quest you can do, which is related to the Daedric Prince Clavicus Vial. While doing this quest, the different choices you make affect how you can keep Barbas by your side. Barbas is strictly a quest follower, really. So you can't complete the quest fully and still keep him around. If you, however, choose not to finish the quest and hold off on recovering the axe the quest asks for, you can keep Barbas as a strong and invincible companion for as long as you wish. Stray dog. You can also encounter stray dogs in Skyrim. To get them as a follower, you need to aid them in a fight, and after that, the option for them to join you will be available. If you dismiss them, they return to the spot where you saved them. One of these stray dogs can, for example, be found up the trail to the left after you left the cave under Helgen. Okay, please don't roast me for some of the pronunciations coming up with these dogs. These last four dogs kind of belong together as they are two sets of duos belonging to two opposite factions. In the Dawnguard DLC, you can join either the Dawnguard faction or the Volokar Vampire faction. This means that you can only recruit one pair per character since you must choose between the factions. First, there's Trolang and Bran. This cute husky duo resides in Fort Dawnguard. They can be recruited when you join the Dawnguard faction, and they're a fun change to the Wolfhounds. Garmer and Cusith. The Deathhound pair can be found in Castle Volokar, and their undead dark look matches perfect if you're playing something like a vampire or a necromancer, or some other build that might not match with a fluffy and typically cute dog. So, those were all the dogs. Last on my list of companions is the Pets of Skyrim gang. That might sound a little bit confusing since we're at the companions category and we're not yet at the pets category, but let me explain. In the anniversary upgrade of the game, the quest The Pets of Skyrim was added in, and once obtained, you can find new, unique companions to join you on your adventures or chill at home with your family. Some of them can also wear collars and packs to expand their inventory capacity. Arachnia. Arachnia is a frostbite spider, but unlike other frostbite spiders, she's blue. You can find Arachnia trapped in a cage inside Chrome Vanguard Cave. Arachnia has been caged by a vampire naturalist who captured her to collect her venom. The journal you can find close by belonging to the vampire reads the following. While my siblings may be obsessed with the taste that fear imbues in the blood of mortals, I find that pain lends a much more potent sweetness, and nothing is quite so capable of causing pain as the venom of a frostbite spider. But alas, the usual method of harvesting frostbite venom involves killing the spider, a costly and dangerous venture. Far too little venom can be obtained through violent methods for the experiments I wish to conduct. To that end, I have captured a frostbite spider from deeper in the cave so that I may regularly collect its venom. I discovered that it appears to have some measure of intelligence, and I have been attempting to teach it to obey certain orders. Oh, how delicious it would be to have a tame spider entangle my prey on command. I think I will name it Arachnia. Hilda. Hilda is a trained goat owned by Halvar in Rorikstead, and she can be bought for 200 septims. She comes equipped with an animal pack upon being acquired, which you can take off or keep on, it's up to you. Hilda has an increased carrying capacity even without the pack, so she's a great companion if you're a loot goblin like myself. You might also get the chance to collect milk from her from a dialogue option. Halvar, her previous owner, kept a journal where he has written about Hilda's background. Summarized, Halvar talks about how he's ready to put his feet up after adventuring and that he really won't need Hilda anymore. He wants to find someone to take care of her and allow her to continue on adventuring. There's also a part in his journal while he's talking about his travels where he talks about the other animals in the Pets of Skyrim gang. It reads, even ran across a few folks trying their hand at taming different types of creatures. Don't know why they'd want anything but a loyal dog or trusty goat like my Hilda though. Some of them beasts out in the wild just aren't meant to be tamed. Ran across an alchemist with a pet rabbit and almost got robbed by a thief with a tame fox. But I suppose a rabbit or a fox could be docile enough. But that pickpocket trying to train a skeever must have been as mad as old Chio. And I don't want to think too hard about the vampire that almost made a meal of me. Could have sworn it had a trained frostbite spider. Gives me the shivers just thinking about it. Like Halvar's journal mentioned, there are a few more animals to talk about. One of them being the skeever that a pickpocket was trying to train. Meet Scritch. Now, I love rats, so the skeevers always have a special place in my heart, and I just love being able to keep Scritch by my side. Unlike other skeevers, Scritch has a full coat of fur with no patches missing, and his coloration is slightly different. You can find Scritch in the Ratway locked inside a cage. And like the previous animals, there is a journal left behind talking about Scritch and their backstory written by the pickpocket. It reads, I ain't been having no luck at lifting gold off them rich merchants in the market. And those thief skills wits don't want me, said I'm too clumsy. I'm running out of food and skooma, may need to start killing some of the skeevers down here for meat. One of them skooma dealers at the docks told me he knew a guy from Morrowind who trained a Nyx hound to distract his marks. Helped him steal a heaping pile of gold, he said. Don't know if I believe a word of it, but what else am I gonna do? Might as well give it a try. Too bad there ain't any Nyx hounds around here. Plenty of skeevers though. I'm gonna need to catch some anyway for food, so might as well have a go at training one first. Sweet Roll. Sweet Roll is a trained fox found in the forest near Half Moon Mill. If you feed her a Sweet Roll, you can make her your new buddy. Sweet Roll has a collar on that can be taken on and off, and you can ask Sweet Roll to go fetch something valuable for you. This will cause her to fetch you the closest valuable loot. In a journal nearby, written by the thief who kept Sweet Roll, it talks a little bit about her background. In the journal, we figure out that Sweet Roll happened upon her Bosmer friend and became an excellent thief companion companion. We also get to see how she came to be named Sweetroll and what happened to her keeper in the end. Thistle. The little rabbit named Thistle is our last animal companion on the list. They are a trained rabbit that can be found in the abandoned alchemist shack located in the mountain pass south of Iverstead. Feed them carrots to make them your companion, and their unique aspect is that they'll collect ingredients for you after choosing that dialogue option. The alchemist who lived in the shack left behind a journal, reading, "The rabbits here seem particularly adept at sniffing out potion ingredients. I recently found one nibbling on my thistle plants and managed to capture it. It is my hope that I will be able to train it to lead me to the most bountiful flora." The rabbit, which I have decided to name Thistle in honor of the carefully cultivated plants it managed to destroy, is showing great promise. It has proven to be quite tame and even rather intelligent. Getting it to respond to commands, however, can be a bit of a trial. I resorted to plying it with carrots. Alright, we're moving on to the pet category. So some pets, like I mentioned earlier, became so by first being a companion of the Dragonborn. Your child can, however, also run into an animal themselves and ask you, the parent, if they may keep it. If they keep it, it will stay in your house and pretty much be a part of the furniture. There's not really any way to interact with them and no way to get rid of them. There are 5 different pets, 3 that can only be brought home by female children and 2 that may only be brought home by male children. Firstly, there's Kit and Vix. Kit and Vix are foxes. One is a red fox and the other is a snow fox. Then there's Cotton, the little brown rabbit. These 3 are the ones available via female children. For the male children, there's Pincer the mud crab and Biter the skeever. So our last category focuses on livestock. There are 3 animals that will fall under this category: cows, chickens, and goats. Livestock animals can be kept through the Heartfire DLC and their belonging houses, or via the anniversary update, which gives us the Golden Hills Plantation. Cows are large, fluffy animals with big horns that can be found in different parts of Skyrim. Their looks are based on Highland cows, and a fun fact about these cows is that they sometimes are gifted to the giants around Skyrim as a way for villagers to keep the peace. If you run across any farmer out walking with their cows, and the cow is covered in painted patterns, they are on the way to the giants. But for the Dragonborn to keep cows for themselves, you'd have to first have a steward appointed to either the Hearthfire houses, that would be Lakeview Manor, Heljarchen Hall, or Winstead Manor, or the Golden Hills Plantation. At the Hearthfire houses, you'd also have to make sure to have an animal pen built. Speak to your steward at either place and ask them to get a cow for the home. They will then live by the animal pen and walk around for a bit. Over at the Golden Hills Plantation, you can walk up to the cow to collect milk from them, and in the Hearthfire houses, they might spawn jugs of milk in the kitchen, but only if you have the kitchen wing built. Chickens work like cows, where you can acquire them via your steward at either Hearthfire houses or the Golden Hills Plantation. They are also available in some other houses like Honeyside and Riften via the garden upgrade. Chickens will live in the animal pen and may lay eggs for the Dragonborn to collect. Lastly, there's goats. Now, except for Hilda the goat, who we talked about in the companions category, Golden Hills Plantation is the only place where the Dragonborn can acquire goats, at least to my knowledge. They'll hang out at the animal pen and you can walk up to them and milk them just like you can with the cows. And that's it! Those are the animals of Skyrim. This will probably be my longest video so far, so please feel free to share what you thought about it. Also, let me know if you feel like I missed anyone, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video. Thank you so much for sticking with me throughout this video, and I hope I'll see you in my next one. Bye!